Hey guys, YouTube 100 here. Alright, and now here I am to finish off my reviews for these Marvel Sinkers. And to conclude, here I am with a review for Ghost Rider. So, yeah, this film, gosh, it's just a really strange film because, on the one hand, I mean, this film uh, it's a boring film, but yet on the other side of it, it's a cool film. It's just so weird because this film, for the most part, it really is just a pretty big bore, but whenever Ghost Rider himself actually is on screen, it actually is pretty cool to watch. Yeah, so yeah, prior to this film, I really um haven't really known much about Ghost Rider. I mean, I didn't know if Ghost Rider was like an anti-hero or if he actually was like an actual superhero or like what he was. Like I didn't really know like a whole lot about the character himself. I do know like what he looks like. I do know that he is really just like a he's a burning skeleton, but I really didn't know really like what he does or like who he's like actually whose side he's on or what. So yeah, I really didn't really like know much about the character. I just like know what he looks like. So yeah, I so yeah, going into this film, I really didn't really know too much about the character, but yeah, this film shows that he is like kind of a bounty hunter who sold his soul to Satan, which is how he actually got this mutation to him. So yeah, so I guess like Ghost Rider is kind of like interesting that way. How really like he's not really like totally evil, even though like he is like working for the devil. So yeah, that's kind of like an interesting sort of concept for Ghost Rider. But yeah, this film, like I said, it really is not like a very good film. I mean, this film is overall like pretty boring to sit through. But yeah, like I said, whenever like Ghost Rider himself actually does come on to screen, it actually is pretty cool to see, and he really is like a pretty kick-ass character in this film. And so yeah, I think like just Ghost Rider himself in this film is like definitely the best thing about it. Yeah, but yeah, everything else overall, like it's pretty like boring. Like the premise of this film isn't very interesting. I mean, it's just like yeah, Satan or yeah, the Devil's son is coming and pretty much just trying to like the Devil's like son who apparently is like opposed to his father. He just like comes and tries to like just like dethrone his father and pretty much overpower him and stuff and just like get all like the soul all the other her souls and stuff and pretty much like make him the most powerful demon even in and in the universe or something. Yeah, it's like a very strange premise for this film. Yeah, and just yeah, pretty much just yeah, Ghost Rider is working for the devil, and pretty much his task is to just stop his son from doing what he's trying to do. And yeah, that's pretty much what we get in this one. I mean, yeah, like I said, like when he actually like is like Ghost Rider himself, it is like pretty cool to watch. It is cool to like see the Ghost Rider character actually in action. And yeah, whenever he is like in action, it is like really cool to watch. And yeah, that's like where this film really does shine. That those are really the big highlights of this film. Everything else overall in this film, it is just like really boring and pretty forgettable overall. So yeah, so yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, yeah, Nicolas Cage overall as Johnny Blaze is definitely not the best casting choice. I mean, yeah, Nicolas Cage really isn't meant for these types of roles, so yeah, that was their mistake, one of their mistakes right there. And this film also does feature stars like Eva Mendes, Wes Bentley, Sam Elliott, Peter Fonda, Brett Cullen, and stuff other actors like that. So yeah, and yeah, nobody's performances from this film really does stand out. Everyone in this film just really doesn't really seem to really be that enthusiastic about it, and it just seems like they don't really want to be here. So yeah, I don't know like what the problem was. I don't know if like just because they felt that this script really wasn't very strong until they really didn't give it their all, and yeah, what was the deal. But yeah, regardless of what the issue was, yeah, the performances really are not very good. So yeah, so like I said, it's just a very boring film with a boring premise and boring performances and yeah, all that. Just yeah, like I said, just when Ghost Rider actually does come on screen and when we do see him in action, it is really cool to watch. So yeah, that's pretty much like the only really stuff about this film that really does stand out. Just when Ghost Rider is on screen himself, so that's cool to watch. But everything else just is like very very boring. It's just yeah. So personally, like I can't really say that I wouldn't recommend this film, but yeah, if you like do want to watch it, all I would say is just don't really watch the whole thing. Just like watch all the scenes with Ghost Rider himself. So yeah, I guess I would recommend this movie just for the to watch Ghost Rider himself. But yeah, everything else just yeah, there's nothing else to really recommend about this film. So yeah, so that's what it really comes down to. It just really comes down to the title character himself health is the true highlight of this film. So yeah, that's really the best way I can put it. So I would guess I would just give this film like I don't know. I guess I would give it like around like 2 stars out of 4. I mean, yeah, I guess like this isn't really like the worst thing they could have done. I mean, they could have like had gone the Fantastic Four route and really not done this look like not have him really in hardly any action at all. So at least like we do get to see him occasionally in this film. So I guess they could have done worse with it. And plus, I guess like one of the reasons that this film really did turn out the way it did because this film did have the same director as Daredevil and Elektra. So I guess that really kind of does explain why this film really didn't turn out very good. So yeah, okay, so yeah, there's really not really that much else to I can really say about it. I pretty much summed it up. Just the film is overall boring. Just but Ghost Rider himself really is just the true highlight of the film, and it is like cool when he comes on screen. So yeah, all right. So yeah, that's the best way I can sum it up. So yeah, all right. So let me just talk about the premise of the film. All right. So as the scene opens up, it shows that the devil, who's also known as Mephistopheles. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's a long name. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call him the devil in this film. Yeah, the devil is ending up sending his bounty hunter of the damned, the Ghost Rider, to retrieve the contract of San Venganza to control like 1,000 different corrupt souls. Well, seeing how that contract can actually give the devil the power to bring hell on earth, but the rider like ends up refusing to do so. Yeah, and then it shows like in 1986, it shows that there's a motorcycle rider Johnny Blaze who's like working with his father or Barton when it shows that his father is also like diagnosed with cancer. And then the devil then reaches out to Johnny to offer to cure his father's cancer in exchange for Johnny's soul. Well, and then like Johnny pretty much got forced into agreement with it. And then the next morning it shows that Blade's father is now cured of his cancer, but it shows like as he was getting ready to perform a motorcycle stunt, he was like gonna fly through like a ring of fire or something, and like the fire then just like went ablaze as he was riding through it, and he ended up being killed in the stunt. And then, of course, Johnny then just accused the devil of causing his father's death. But yeah, the devil then just considers the contract to be fulfilled, and the devil just promised Johnny that he would see him again one day. And then it cut to 21 years later, where now Johnny is like a famous stunt motorcycle rider himself, and it shows also that the Devil's son Blackheart is now come down to Earth with his like 3 fallen angels that bonded with the elements of air, water, and earth, and they have the task to find the lost contract. And then Then the devil then made Johnny now the new Ghost Rider and offered to return his soul to him if he actually did defeat Blackheart, but also told him that he really had no choice. And it also showed now that Johnny also met with his old girlfriend Roxanne Simpson, and it shows that she's now a news reporter. And Johnny had abandoned Roxanne after his father's death, and then when he met her again, then he was said that she now had gotten married with someone else. But yeah, Johnny convinced her to go out on a dinner date with him, but Johnny never showed to the date because, of course, he was now made the new Ghost Rider. And then Joe, as Johnny was riding his motorcycle, he was taken straight to the station where uh Blackheart and the Angels were, and then he transformed into the Ghost Rider or during the ride, which of course, as I said, was just a totally burning skeleton. So yeah, like I said, it's cool to see the Ghost Rider actually in action. As I've said over and over already, this is really the big highlight of the film. Yeah, and then he fought off the Earth Angel Wrestle and ended up killing him. Yeah, but then the following day, after he transformed back into himself, Johnny then met with a man named known as the Caretaker, and he apparently actually does know the Ghost Rider history, and he told Johnny that what happened will happen again, and especially at night whenever he's near an evil soul. Well, yeah, and then of course Roxanne wasn't happy with Johnny that he no showed the date, but then later that night Johnny just was trying to tell Roxanne and about who he is and that he is the Devil's Bounty Hunter, but she didn't believe him, of course. Or so then, yeah, the police then took Johnny into custody. Let's see, and after they put him in a cell, everyone else that was in the cell started to gang up on him and attack him. But then, yeah, that then made Johnny transform into the Ghost Rider again. And then, yeah, he then fought off all the other prisoners and then was able to escape with even during as the police tried to chase him. And yeah, Johnny also, well, the Ghost Rider ended up also killing the Air Angel Abagor during the fight. And then he eventually then went back to the Caretaker, and the Caretaker told him that his predecessor, who was a Texas Ranger named Carter Slade, actually hid the contract of San Venganza. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. And then after Roxanne actually saw Ghost Rider with all having a standoff with the police, then she then figured out that it was Johnny, and then Roxanne then went back to Johnny's home, but then told that um Johnny's friend Mac was also there, and then Blackheart ended up killing Mac and then taking Roxanne captive. And then yeah, when Johnny then got back home, then he saw what had happened, and then he tried to fight Blackheart by turning into Ghost Rider and trying to use what is known as the penance stare on him, which actually causes mortals to feel the pain they cause others. But yeah, it didn't work on Blackheart since he has no soul, and he overpowered Johnny and pretty much just forced him to bring the contract to him, or else Roxanne would be killed. And so then Blade then went to the Caretaker for the contract, but the Caretaker also told Johnny that he is Carter Slade, and he would tell him that he's more powerful than the predecessors because he sold his soul for love and not greed. And so then, yeah, then eventually, then the Caretaker then transformed into the Ghost Rider as well with Johnny, and then they both then raced to San Venganza, and yeah, the Caretaker also gave Johnny a lever action shotgun before he faded away, and then after then Johnny then killed the Water Angel Wallow, then he gave the contract to Blackheart, but then yeah, Johnny then like transformed into the Ghost Rider to like just subdue and stall Blackheart, but then the sun then like rose, and then now like Johnny like couldn't become Ghost Rider, so he pretty much was powerless, and then Blackheart then just used the contract to absorb all those other souls into his body, and then he tried to kill Johnny, but then after Roxanne then fired off the shotgun and to like stall all of Blackheart, then and Johnny then ended up shooting Blackheart with the shotgun as well, then Johnny was able to like get into like a shadow to become Ghost Rider, and so then he used the Penance Stare on a Blackheart to render him catatonic, and then all the corrupt souls within Blackheart then burned, and then yeah, Blackheart ended up being killed as well. Yeah, and then yeah, the devil then ended up appearing, and then he offered to return Johnny's soul to him and take back the Ghost Rider curse, but then yeah, Johnny refused to do it, and he just told the devil that he would use the powers against him and all harm that comes to the innocent. And of course, like the devil wasn't happy about it, and he was just infuriated. Like he was basically robbed of the power, and then he just vowed to make Johnny pay, and then just disappeared here and took Blackheart's body with him. Yeah. Then later on, Roxanne just told Johnny that he had his second chance, and then they kissed, and then the film just ended with showing Johnny riding away on his motorcycle with a closing narration from the caretaker saying something about like this is how legends are born, and before cut to credit, then it just showed Johnny transforming back into the Ghost Rider, and then that's how it ended. So yeah, like I said, I mean, this is a pretty boring film. I mean, a boring premise, boring characters, and there's really as I have already said over and over, just the Ghost Rider scenes of this film are the highlights of the film. Like when it does like show Ghost Rider, it is really cool to see, but everything else just it's very forgettable and very skippable. So yeah, like I said, I mean, it's hard to really not recommend this movie because the Ghost Rider scenes themselves are really cool. So yeah, like I said, if you're interested in it, I would really just say just watch the Ghost Rider scenes itself and not really watch anything else because yeah, everything else is just really, really, really boring to see, and just yeah, performances really are not very good. But and yeah, just Nicolas Cage was a very wrong choice to play the title character. So yeah, so like I said, 2 stars out of 4. So yeah, alright. But yeah, I guess this film, while it really wasn't very good, I guess it did well enough if it made like enough money for them to do a sequel, which they did do in 2012. Well, the sequel was Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, but yeah, I'm not going to review that since it came out in 2012. That's like too recent for these. Like I was really trying to focus on just like the ones in the mid 2000s, like here. So yeah, I'm not going to really talk anything about that. I've never really seen it, but yeah. But then in 2013, the rights to Ghost Rider then reverted back to Marvel. So yeah, now Marvel has the rights for Ghost Rider again. I haven't heard anything about Marvel integrating Ghost Rider into the MCU. I really don't know like what the future of Ghost Rider could be. I mean, will he be integrated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe for this next generation? I mean, yeah. And speaking of Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Marvel has now announced some new upcoming films now for the next phase and the next era of the MCU. So yeah, in my next video, I will like kind of like make a video to talk about that. Like in my next video, I will talk about like how like the next generation of Marvel films look, because yeah, they have announced like several of the next upcoming films for the MCU. So yeah, I'll be talking about that in my next video. All right, but yeah, regardless of like whatever the future of Ghost Rider will be, I mean, hopefully they'll do a lot better than this film did. All right, so yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about it. All right, so I guess that's all I can I really have to say. So this is my review of Ghost Rider. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope you guys did enjoy my reviews of these Marvel stinkers. Yeah, this was one of the last films based on a Marvel character that was done before the MCU had started up. So yeah, thankfully, like, after all these stinkers that I've just talked about, Marvel really did redeem a lot of characters and do them justice. This with the MCU. So yeah, at least now we have the MCU to thank for making just a bunch of masterpieces of films with Marvel characters. So yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy one of my reviews for these Marvel stinkers. There was somebody tuning into these reviews. Each one like received a like. So thank you to whoever like was tuning into these reviews. Yeah. But I hope you guys did enjoy these reviews. I hope I was able to like talk good enough about these films for you guys to enjoy these reviews for them. All right, but yeah, thank you to everyone that did tune in for these, and stay tuned for more stuff coming, including my next video, which I just said I'll be talking about like the next phase of the MCU films. All right, but I hope you guys did enjoy these reviews. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.